This is my daughter, Caroline Kennedy, who's 2 years old. Can you say good morning?
She has one of the world's most famous names, but her face is familiar only to serious Kennedy watchers. Caroline, JFK Jr.'s older sister, has lived on the fringe of the Kennedy spotlight for most of her adult life, by choice.
She's a wife, she's a mother, she's got a career as a writer. It's very much a behind-the-scenes, out-of-the-limelight kind of existence.
Her mother passed on to Caroline a love for writing and a desire for privacy. But Caroline hasn't been able to duck the cameras all the time. It seemed every private milestone became a public image, from trying on mom's high heels to graduations, first high school, then college. Popular magazines chronicled nearly every aspect of her and her family's lives. Her 1986 wedding to Edwin Schlossberg was one of those Kennedy events that took on the feel of a state ceremony. The best man was her brother. Caroline has appeared in public when she's had to, but seems less at ease in front of a crowd than some other members of her family.
One of the most powerful memories that we have of growing up is the number of people who come up to us and say, "Your father changed my life."
Caroline has a law degree, as do many politicians, but she seems to be exempt from the public expectation that Kennedys must enter the family business. Richard Neustadt is a Harvard professor who once worked for President Kennedy.
So far, she has chosen not to involve herself actively in politics, and the last thing in her mind, from the way she acts, is the idea that she should assume the mantle of the family.
Caroline has devoted a lot of her time to the arts.
She's become a cultural patron, taking on a number of the charities that her mother, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, had, like the Municipal Arts Society and the American Ballet Theater, and I think obviously she'll continue those.
It seems ironic, but one of the few times she sought the spotlight was to promote her book called The Right to Privacy.
Is it difficult for you to maintain your privacy?
It actually is not that difficult for me. I mean, I do make an effort to do so.
And except for fleeting glimpses, she has successfully kept her son and two daughters, ages 6, 9, and 11, out of the public eye as well. John Barlow is a friend of the Kennedy family.
You know, my perception is that Caroline's most important agenda is raising healthy children, just like her mother. And, you know, she's going to go on doing that above all else.
Privacy in the Kennedy clan is a relative thing. There has always been at least one relative willing to submit to life in the fishbowl. It was almost as though Caroline got off the hook, while Jackie or JFK Jr. satisfied the public's Kennedy curiosity.
She didn't go out to the events, semi-public or public events, that she was invited to. So yes, she is the one who decided that we would not know her very well.
But as the only surviving member of Camelot, intense public interest may make that kind of privacy impossible. Even as she secluded herself this week, helicopters and telephoto lenses invaded her space. A bicycle ride with her husband became news. She's lost her brother. She may also have lost her ability to remain a private person.
I think this is going to be unbelievably difficult for her.
With John's death, she's the only one left of what was once her entire immediate family.
They were members of one of the strangest clubs on earth, and there's nothing lonelier than a one-person club.
The public is mourning the loss of JFK Jr. Caroline is grieving for her younger brother and a loving uncle to her children. It's a personal loss to her that will continue to hurt long after the rest of us move on.